Welcome to day 18 of the 30 Days to Ascension challenge to help you anchor into 5D consciousness. If you haven't already watched the videos from days 1 through 17, I would recommend going back and watching those first. You will want to watch these videos in order because they all build off of each other. And don't forget that there are 3 parts to each day's lesson. The first is the channeled message here on YouTube. The second is the lesson in the membership, the Channel Collective. If you are not already a member, you can just head to the link in the description below to learn more about the membership, get a preview, see everything that's included, check it out. At least join the private forum. It's totally free to join that, and it's a great way to connect with other people who are doing this work as well. But in the membership every single day, I'm posting a second part of the lesson to dive deeper into the topic. Lots of good information in there. And then the third piece is the daily email. So every day I'm sending out an email with exercises inside that are specifically meant to help you integrate the day's lesson. So those exercises will be really helpful because I know there's a lot of information covered and you might be feeling like, well, okay, what do I do with this? So it just gives you something to support the integration process. And you'll probably want to review all of this later on as well. I always recommend going back and rewatching, re-listening because you'll pull something different from it each time. So if you're not already signed up for those emails though, you can just head to the link below and sign up for those. As always, with any channeled information, take it all with a grain of salt. Everything, right? Practice discernment for yourself with any channeled information, no matter who it's from. The thing is that you get to decide if you want to take it on as your truth or not. So if it resonates, great. If it doesn't, no worries. You can leave it. So keep that in mind as always. And today I will be channeling the Sisters of Light. They will be coming through. I feel with perhaps a less intense message. I feel like we've been covering a lot of stuff, like some really deep topics that have really been making some big energy shifts. You might be feeling it physically. I know that many people have expressed that. It's all part of the process. So the Sisters of Light are going to come through. So just give me a moment. I will tune into them and we will see what they have to say today. Okay. We are so excited to be back with you today. And today we will be lightening the topic a little bit in the sense of you have been doing much deep emotional work, and she always reminds us to slow down for we have much to say, and there are many of us that wish to speak with you as one we communicate with you, but we want to tell you today a bit more about how to move the process forward more quickly and in an easier fashion. For the truth is that all of the abilities, all of the gifts that you require, that you desire, are within you already. This is true, and there is much that you can shift simply with the power of your mind, your essence, your energy, all within you and nothing outside of yourself. However, this does not mean that you cannot work with what is in your surroundings, what is in your life, so to speak, working as well with your physical three-dimensional senses and using the two together to create something that transforms into that which you are wishing to receive. For what is real? What is reality? That is which you perceive, and so what is real for you? This is an interesting question. What is real? What is not? And for many in your society, you will label things that is not real, that is real. Well, whatever is perceived, is this not real? This is, of course, real. And the more you dive into this work, the more you will start to see that you are more interested in perception and shifting perception and the question of what is real, what is not. It is simply already in the perception. What is reality is the perception that you are currently having. And so it is to unravel the meanings behind these and the significance that you previously put on different words, different forms before, and now many of it will shift for you, and this is a natural part of the process. But how can you work with the environment around you in your life in particular? And so this is the topic of co-creation on many levels. For you, co-create as an energy with the universe, as an extension of source, with the universe, and with all of the energies that wish to guide you, and support you and love you through this process. For there are many energies. We are here to support you and guide you, wish to work with you. And you will see that there feels like friction often when you are working in a way that feels like you are trying to swim up, instead of allowing yourself to flow down with the flow, the natural flow of the river that you are in. It is to work with, not against. Where have you been conditioned to work up? And so as you do so much work internally with your own mind-body system, much of what is being done for you as you are moving through this process is creating more coherence and resonance within your system. So creating more resonance and coherence within your mind, body, soul system, so all feels like it is working smoothly, and there is less that feels fragmented. For many of you feel almost fragmented, and you see this extend as well into your physical reality. And the truth is, yes, as you shift your own energy, you will see the reality around you shift as well. But how do we speed this up? This is not to say that you cannot also take action. The big shift for so many of you to make is to stop thinking in this or that, but rather and. Abundance is a natural state of your being. To have all, why not have all? Where are you automatically deciding that you are only to have one or the other, that one cannot survive without the other? And this is where one of the biggest mind tricks of them all, for there are many things that you feel are contradictory that in truth can coexist harmoniously, even though they might feel like they contradict, and you will start to see this pop up in your life. And so challenge yourself to say and, yes, and this all together instead of one or the other. And this will unlock much for you. So how do you continue to co-create and moving down even into the physical level? And so as we have expressed in different ways before, it is not to let go of old ways of being and to not be in the human experience that your soul chose in this particular reality, in this experience. Be fully in the experience, for you are on a great mission. You are serving a great purpose. It is not to escape, but rather to fully embody and to fully activate and to remember and to be in the journey and the excitement and the experience fully. And so this also includes to work with what is around you. And so we ask you to start to think about how you can not only create resonance within your mind, body, soul system, and yes, understanding that the more you do this, the more you will see your external reality shift to be more in alignment with who you are as you shift what you attract in, but you can magnetize this even more. You can move this along even further when you also are working not just with you, but also with, okay, how can I move this into, yes, my mind, body, soul system, my energy, and also into my physical reality. And so it's taking action as well, which speeds up the attraction. So what does this mean for you? We invite you to think about where in your life externally feels like it does not feel good. And so this is interesting to view shifting reality. Yes, we can see this as shifting perception, but also, do you not feel like you are in a different reality when you are in a different location? Imagine traveling to not just another place in another realm, but also imagine traveling in your 3D physical world from where you live now into an entirely different city. Has your reality not shifted? Do you see how shifting your physical also shifts your reality? Imagine spending time with those who are your loved ones now in this current energy, and overnight spending time instead with a completely different group of people, and now your reality has shifted of what they discuss, the energy within the room, within the environment, the dynamics within the relationships. This is another version of shifting reality. And so you can shift reality also by shifting your physical environment in a more 3D form. And so we are activating you to be able to shift your environment, yourself, all through your own energy, all through your mind, all through these deep layers. You will see things without you having to do anything, start to shift more. But you can also also speed this up and make it easier for you. It is co-creating, making the whole process of the journey move so much faster, so much easier, so much quicker, and less fallout for you, less friction for you along the way, when you also notice what is in the three-dimensional physical reality and see what you can shift to make the process even more in flow than it would be if you were to wait for things to snap off, to break off. It is also going back to releasing the attachments that are holding you where you are now. And so, what are some examples of this? This is in where you live, for example. In simply shifting the decorations around you in your environment, in the rooms that you spend time in, opening up so it is not so dark perhaps, or perhaps if you want something a bit cozier, as you say, you close it down a bit. Can you shift the pillows? Can you shift the colors? Can you add plant, life, vibrancy? Shifting the environment you are already in will create energetic shifts within you as well. And so to move from there, if you are feeling the call to shift where you live, larger than simply the environment, staying in the same room, but shifting the decorations. Imagine if you are to feel that you should move to a different location. Follow this nudge, for it is in perfect timing, perfectly for you. Many of you will feel called to move to different places, and so this is another shift in reality as well. You will notice that as your physical environment shifts as well, you also act differently, show up differently, feel differently. This shifts your energy too. And so it is not just one or the other, but how can they also work together? It is important not to throw out all of the tools that you have on the third dimensional plane as well out the door, for there is much power in simply utilizing your own energy, but that does not mean that your third dimensional physical senses cannot tell you anything as well. It is and to use both, to tap in higher and to see what is serving you, what is not, and use them all together to co-create the reality you wish. And you will notice that your energy shifts even more when you take advantage of what you can shift in your environment. Move it towards this. So we have covered physical location of where you are, even spending time each day walking to, driving to a different location, perhaps in nature with the forest or by the water, by a river, by an ocean. This is how you reconnect with the oneness of all, and we are starting to move into working with nature, coming back to nature as well, and asking nature to work alongside you and co-create in this energy. But this is how you can start to shift your reality more and more. You see how you drive to a different location, the reality has shifted and you can start to feel a different way. Where do you feel abundant? Where do you feel open? Where do you feel expansive? Where do you feel creative? Think about, what is the energy I wish to embody? What is it that I'm calling into my life, the person who I am being today? And what environment can I facilitate? What environment can I create that will help to push me into this energy where I automatically feel this way? And this is a very great way to, again, create resonance within every system in your body. And so many of you say you want to feel abundant, expansive, happy, joyous. However, what are you doing? Engaging in relationships that pull you down. Spending time on media outlets that pull you into lower frequencies. Spending time doing things you do not like. Moving your bodies in ways you do not. Being in environments that make you feel low. Add brightness, openness, color, laughter, joy. And these are the things that many of you overlook in what you call social media detox, to pull out what is no longer serving you there. This is so crucial for your ascension process. Notice all of the ways your subconscious is receiving information and how your energy is affected. This is where many of you will feel the call to create more boundaries, perhaps to remove connections, energies that are no longer serving you, clear out where you are receiving information, and the things that you know make you feel in a low energy. Why are you engaging at all? And do you see how this is where there is non-resonance, energetic friction in a way when you say, when you embody, when you do all this work, all of the deep work in yourself to shift your energy and you're feeling amazing, and then you step into an energy in the physical that pulls you down into a lower frequency. How much easier would it be if the environment around you was supporting, facilitating your shift into the higher frequency as well. And so it is important to keep in mind, what are the things that pull you down, the things you read, the things you hear, even the music, the lyrics, understanding all of this, and how do you create a clean slate and notice what actually uplifts me. At the very least, be in an environment, in a physical energy that feels neutral, but ideally, of course, to be in a high frequency environment. And we challenge you to start to think about how can you shift your physical environment and your actions to be in alignment with being the thing that you already are. In other words, who you want to become, but we are calling this in for you in the now to receive it currently, embody it. And the more you are in an environment that makes you already feel that way, abundant, love, radiant, happy, when your environment already supports this, so you naturally feel this way, it is so much easier to move with the stream and embody this each and every day, and you become more and more magnetic. And so it is to converge different types of realities and realize how there are many different ways to shift your reality, and you can work in the 3D physical as well as the other dimensions, the other levels of consciousness, other realities as well, and even to call in what is in another reality. And so if you have more connection with other realities, call that aspect into your current life and see what shows up for you. This is related to, as we say, with signs and us speaking to you. You can receive the information with your other senses beyond your your third dimensional senses, and moving into fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional, seventh dimensional, higher, you can receive this information, but you can also receive this information in the three-dimensional form. You are a multidimensional being, and the energies that support you can also shift in dimensions as well. And so it is to see how it is not a leaving one for the other, but how do we converge, and to start to see as your society moves into a new way of being, a new way of living, you will see this reflected in the physical as well. And so we have discussed how what occurs energetically, spiritually, there has been before some lag time as it manifests physically, and this will become closer and closer and closer. So we are moving toward instantaneous. This is why in higher dimensional, at a higher vibration, things manifest instantly. In fifth dimensional consciousness, things manifest so quickly. And affirm this to yourself already. I manifest effortlessly, instantaneously, calling in what is in highest alignment. But as you shift as a consciousness, of course, this will be reflected in your third dimensional world as well, the senses that you feel here. You will see different layers, different frequencies within the current environment. It will be a richer, thicker, more luscious flavor and texture for you and in your whole system. And how will you get from where it feels now in the environment? For many of you, feel like you have to have boundaries, you have to hermit up, you have to close up to be in your safe space. This is not how it will be. And this is not how it is meant to be. And so where you feel like you have to hold up, what is causing you to feel like you have to hermit in? What is causing this? And these are the keys for you to tune into and see, how do I adjust this? So in my environment, I am supported in the energy I am embodying to be my highest and best, to step into my highest self. What is the environment that my highest self is calling for, is ready for? And this is the environment that you create for yourself to the best of your ability. And this is how you speed things along. And so it is to realize that things will be occurring physically and emotionally, energetically, spiritually, and you will see how they all layer on top of each other. And so it is not to choose one or the other, but how do you use them all together? Your perception of reality is already shifting. It will shift even more. And you see how different people can live in such different realities already. Well, this is of advantage to you. For if you can already see the split in realities, which will you choose? That which feels like it is in a high vibrational place. And for many people who do this deeper, energetic, spiritual, vibrational frequency work and raise their frequencies, yes, you see that your environment shifts around you in the most beautiful way in alignment for you, but you speed up this process if you shift your physical environment as well. And where many people forget something, they feel like, I'm doing everything exactly as it is. Well, what about your physical? We can get so focused on just one aspect of our ascension that we are forgetting to look into all of the layers and make every single layer of the process in alignment with who we are meant to be. And you'll notice more and more, yes, that your physical is simply a reflection of, for this is already true, but you will see this more and more, a reflection of your internal state, your energetic state, your vibrational state, and that shifts your physical around you. But this is not to say that you can not also co-create even more deeply and shift into that energy even in a more powerful way, in a faster way, in a more aligned, flowing way, but also taking action in the ways that you can to make it feel as though you already embody that which you wish to embody. For this is true because you already have this. It is just to peel back the layers so that you are able to see who you already are, the truth of who you are. There are so many layers within these messages we have for you. And we hope that in this message of seeing the layers of multidimensionality, different levels of consciousness, this also will attune you to the different layers within the codes we send in these messages in the most loving way. You create your environment on every level. And so, which will you choose? Okay. Thank you, Sisters of Light. Go make your room a vibe. Don't forget to head to the Channel Collective for the second part of this lesson, and head to your inbox to check out the daily email for some exercises associated with today's lesson, and I will see you for tomorrow's video.